my screen real quick. Let's get to what we got going on today. I want everybody to see a few things that might help us in class. Let me, here we go. All right, so if everybody would please go to this website real quick. You all need to click on, go to app.soapbox.com and put that code in if you would. This is something that's can benefit you, and I'm looking on a different computer. Give me 1 second. I got a few more people coming in. So Luke, you can work on video, kind of get acclimated to it. Go to the media canvas if you would, the media canvas page, and look at number 1 and number 2. Okay. And then I also want you to look at one more thing as well. But all right, so what we're going to do today, guys, is you all need to go to this app.soapbox.com and put that code in. And then when you do that, you'll see there's 2 questions that are been asked, and this is really important, because if you're not in class and you have a question, chances are other people have the same questions. So if you have a question right now, when you go into Go Soapbox, and basically what it looks like is you click on, you can type in app.soapbox.com, and this is the first part right there. When you get in there, then you can just merely go in there and copy, Control C and copy that, and then Control V to so messed that up. Let me do it one more time. So you go to copy, and then you paste that code in there, and then join. And so it'll load the event. This is what you should see right here. We have 2 questions there. So if you have a question, you can just click ask and ask the question. If you notice, I have 5 people that like every time that you have a question about something, you can click on the arrow up, and then the response is here. Okay. So on the response, you'll see that I have answered some questions with this. Let me go back to the event, and you should be able to access that. You click on that, and you'll see 2 questions. Okay. And then like right here, this is what the question was. So like if you have a question, you ask a question. Okay. Now here's the question. It says, how come I can't download the Bitmoji app? It will not show on the App Store. And this says the site for the Bitmoji is blocked. Okay. So this right here says, how come I can't download the app? Neither it will show in the App Store. So when you ask a question, you need to be specific. Like, for example, Bitmoji app won't download, and this is what it's doing. And then I can go in there and I can respond to it. So if I click on that, I can type right now and respond to it. Okay. But I'm not quite sure how, so I'm going to say, can you give me more information? Okay. And let me learn how to spell. There you go. So can you give me more information? And where it says, where it's posted. I'm going to go back to the site. This right here, so now, if you would, like right here, it says I got my Bitmoji on my phone already. Nicholas, if you could, will you explain to the class on here, go back and ask another question, explain to the class how you got your Bitmoji on the Go Soapbox. Okay, so basically I'm going to say, this is how you can download your Bitmoji using your phone and a personal account. Okay, and then I'm going to submit that. All right, so you can do that. So we got, so if you have the same question, instead of asking it again, you can hit right here. So the site for the Bitmoji is blocked. Okay, so we're going to cover that today. But what I want you all to look at as well. So today, everybody needs to. I'm going to put this in the chat. Everybody needs to go to this. Okay, and we will ask. I will ask that as we go. This is my Padlet that we're going to use. And here's what it looks like. You can ask questions on the Padlet. You know, there's me, and then you can just ask questions as we go. So if you hit this plus sign, you can ask a question. So, you know, it could be, I'm going to say Bitmoji downloads. Okay. And there is the Padlet. Okay. There is the question. All right. And there's some things that you can do with it. So you can go in there and you can ask questions from the Bitmoji, and you can add to that. You know, you can click on that, you can add to it, and you can write, you know, write whatever. Okay. So we're going to use that as well. This is just my goofiness on the, you know, this is in the hallway, our new bulletin board that we've done for the expos. So the circle isn't in the corner. What circle are we talking about? What circle are we talking about? If you would. All right. So I'm going to leave that there to it. Again, this app soapbox is more for like if you're not in class, or if you have a question, you're in class, you can ask a question. You can ask the question anonymously. Okay. You can post a question right there. Now, I'm still kind of learning how to use this myself. But you should have the link there. So let me go to the chat and see what we're talking about. Oh, the pink. Okay, the circle isn't in the corner. The pink one is supposed to be on the Padlet. Okay, gotcha. I understand now. So let's see what we got. Let me go into graphic arts questions. Let me go ahead and dump that real quick. Circle in the corner. Give me 1 second and I will fix it. First comments. All right, there we go. See if you can do that. And then obviously I'm going to filter profanity. I don't want anybody to do that. All right, so let's see if that works. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to say issues with downloading Bitmoji app. Boom. Okay, now try it. See if that works. Can you all add a comment to that? Can you add a comment? And then I'm also going to ask another question. My other question is, here is our okay, boom. Okay, there we go. Now, here's what I want you to do. In the class, go ahead and take a few moments. Students will use a variety of technologies within the design process to identify and solve problems by creating new, useful, and imaginative solutions. Okay. Now, do me a favor. Let's all stay on the topic. Okay. So like these questions, like these like anonymous things, I'm going to delete the comments as you go. Please. I don't want to have to lock these. So let's keep it to the subject. I need you all, and I'm going to go ahead and delete that one, just making sure I want everybody to answer what you think that means. Students use a variety of technologies within a design process to identify and solve problems by creating new, useful, imaginative solutions. You all do that now, okay? All right, so I'm going to give you 1 minute, about a minute or so. I'm going to play some tunes real quick. And when the music stops, then we will continue. again, we're going to answer that question on the Padlet, okay? So let me go back and show you how to get there, okay? We're going to go to, so here's the Padlet right there. Let me put that in the chat real quick. Okay, there's Padlet, and then you're going to answer, what does this mean? Okay, so you answer that question. I'm going to start seeing them. I'm going to start seeing them generate. Good. Good job. Everybody answer. Keep going, guys. Good stuff. Make art different ways. People find different ways to create art. Good deal. All right. So you all kind of got the idea of that. So let's move on to the project. We're going to continue the project, but this is basically the design process that we're going to use. We got continue to add to the Padlet. This is really good stuff. Answer the question, and I will check that. I would love it if you showed me. I would love it if you show me your name so I can give you credit for what you're doing. Okay, so if you could show me your name instead of being anonymous, I'm going to delete the comments that are anonymous. So I need everybody represented. I need everybody to make a comment about this, what this set means, and I need your name. Okay, and I'm going to give you credit. I don't ask you to do anything that you're not going to get credit for. So if you're in the Zoom today, you're going to get points or you're not going to get points. Okay. So make sure you have commented, students use a variety of technologies within the design process to identify and solve problems. I need to see your name. Okay. So we're going to move on. to the module, and we're going to talk about the process of creating a Bitmoji. Okay. Before we move on to that, let's go into the shared folder, and we talked about that. This is how you can add the shared folder. I'm not going to go over the video, but I will show the shared folder itself. Remember, it's 1-812. And there's Bitmoji World. So I explained how to do that the other day. So if you don't have your Google slide in there, you're going to need to put it in there. Again, the video is there. There's a video go into modules, and you go into Bitmoji Classroom, create and secure a Google slide. That's step one. Okay. Step two is we're going to do the whole Bitmoji. Okay. So we're going to create a Google slide project. So we've already started this. There's nothing you need to do in a Canvas. Okay. Continue. Thank you very much. Continue to do that so you all can get points for that. So I'm going to go into the project itself, into let me go to Canvas, and we're going to go to modules, and we're going to go to Bitmoji Classroom Instruction. Okay. So let me get this on, and let me get it pulled up. Okay. So I'm going to show you real quick. While we do this, I've got a lot of things that we're working with on our Bitmoji. And I know there's some issues that we've had with it, but not getting the Bitmoji app. So let me start my Pear Deck real quick, and we will start the lesson. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Now, this is what you need to do. Everybody needs to do this. Okay. You're going to have to answer that. Number one, I'm going to close that out. All right. You all need to open up. You need to do a split screen today. Okay. You need to do a split screen. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop share. I'm going to reshare my entire screen, and you need to do a split screen. You need to watch what I'm doing, and you need to watch how we manipulate this. Okay. So again, don't forget to do that. Now, how do you do a split screen? I'm going to manually do mine. I just like to manually do mine. And then I'm going to drop. Actually, I'm going to move this on this side over here, and we're going to start this lesson. Okay. So let's focus on this together. So do a split screen where you can see on the left my presentation, and then on the right you can see the project. Now I'm going to add one more thing to our. One second. I'm going to add one more thing. Everybody needs to click on this app, this Pear Deck, so we can get it started. So please join. So you need to have your Google slide open. You need to join that. There it is right there, the Pear Deck. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a Google slide also in the folder that's shared with everyone. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go last name, first name. If you don't have it done, you better get it done. Bitmoji world. All right. So that's done. And then let's get it started. So we got 10 students in there. Let me check the Padlet. Good deal. So what I'm going to do as you answer, I'm going to document that on my sheet. And that's going to be yet another grade that you get. I'm going to call it the Padlet for the date. Let's see. So this is not going to be a situation where you're on and you're just going to sit there. Okay. You don't respond, you're not going to get the points. And then, I'm not sure how you're going to make it up at this point. Make sure you get on the pair deck. So today is the November 2nd. So I'm going to call it 11-2 Padlet. So here's what we got. We got Jonathan's got his. Good deal. Deborah. Rufus. Okay. Kenna. Miguel. Anita. And Sarah. Okay. So this is what we have. Okay. The link is right there. Okay. The link is in. All you got to do is check the chat for everyone. Okay. Everything that I put in the chat is all there. Okay. Now look, I'm going to show you something, guys. If I put the link one time in the, this is the pair deck. Okay. And this is the Padlet. Okay. Pair deck you're joining. Padlet, you got to get your paddling in, and that's just a quick deal. All right. So right now these are the people that have gotten things done. Jonathan, Deborah, Michaela, Yasmin. I didn't get Yasmin in there. Let me get Yasmin. All right. Kenna, Miguel, Anita, Sarah, Esther. Okay, good. Manaz, good. And if y'all keep doing it, I'll wait till y'all get done and then we're going to move on. Okay. It's very important for y'all to reflect on what that learning target is. Okay. I've got an anonymous. Okay, that's Jonah. Okay. All right. So let's move on. Okay. So you forgot how to split screen. So basically, here's how you split screen, people. Let me go right here. This is the manual version of split screening. What you might do, go to my YouTube page, go to Mr. McGuire's YouTube page, and it's got there. It's a 30-second version. Okay. But we're going to go ahead and move on. You don't have to split screen. You can just continue to use this right here. So here's what we got. All right, so let's go to the next one. Let me move over real quick and make this just a little bit smaller. All right. So here's the deal. This is the way that you probably would do it. We're going to do our Bitmoji classroom. This is mine. Obviously, what you're going to do with that is you're going to have hyperlinks. So the very first thing that you need to do with that, let's move on to the next, is we're going to create an avatar. Now, let me explain something to you. A lot of people can't do this, okay? You can't go to Chrome, usually go to Chrome Web Store, okay, and you type in Bitmoji, okay? And there it is. And when you add it, it looks like this. All right, it's your extension. Now, the problem is it's blocked. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you a process in which, and let me move this over so it's just a little bit larger. You're going to go to Insert Image and search the web. Okay, now I've got to, you're doing split screen, I've got to move mine back and forth so I can show you, so I can actually have enough room. So you have your slide, it's named correctly, and remember, don't forget to do your share and make everybody a viewer except me as an editor, okay? That way nobody can mess with your stuff. So what the first thing you're going to do is you can find an avatar. So let's say if you can't get into the Bitmoji, you don't have your Bitmoji, you're not have a phone, you're going to just go type into this and describe yourself in the search. Okay, so I'm going to say, for me, I'll say redheaded cartoon character, male. Okay, so let's say I'm going to use this dude right here. Okay, I'm going to use that dude right there. Now, if you notice, there's nothing around it. Okay, in other words, it is transparent. Okay, so I know that I can access an avatar that kind of not really look like me, but it's close enough. Okay, so when you start that, you got to create an avatar, and obviously this is my avatar that I have because I made a personal account. But right now we're just going to start collecting items. Okay, so we're going to move on from that point. Okay, so let me ask a question. Okay, well, actually, you know what? I'm going to wait. I'm going to close that window. We're not going to ask a question just yet. Let me go back and look at our Padlets and see. All right, so Jonah's the last one. All right, so the next thing you're going to do is you're going to collect a background. Okay, collect a background. So what I'm going to say is I'm going to say, this is your world, so it could be anything you want. I'm going to say background, picture, transparent. And the reason you say transparent is because when you drop it in there, let's see, I don't know why that's popping up. Let's say background of a classroom. Okay. Oh, so I can use this one if you want. Now, I've used this one. A lot of people have used this one. And let me show you this process. It's got a nice whiteboard to it, so I can make it smaller. I can do this deal right there. And here's how cool this is. I can duplicate that using my shortcuts, and then I can crop that. So if I want to continue to use the chairs, you see how I made them a little bit bigger, and then I'm going to duplicate it again, hitting Control D, and I can create a classroom that gets bigger as it gets closer to the viewer, if that makes sense. See how that works? Okay. So then what I can do is that I can drop my avatar in there. I'm going to say redheaded cartoon character male. Okay, so I'm gonna put him right there, or whoever, which that doesn't really look like me, but let me just put him right there, and let's say he's doing some teaching. Okay, now I don't want him standing right there, so what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to use my order tool. Okay, so we're going to move on to collecting items. All right, And if you want to look at that, that's there, but we're going to collect items for our classroom. So this right here, you're going to go to arrange and order, and I'm going to send it backward, or excuse me, I'm going to send it back. So arrange, order, send it back. And what that does is that places this guy behind the table, right? So, you know, if we're saying that's me, then that's fine. That works out really well. The next process is this. The next process is you're going to start adding things to the wall. Okay, so right now all we're doing is collecting items. So let's say, let me add a bookshelf, transparent. All right, bookshelf, transparent. So let me drop that guy right there. And that's a bookshelf. Obviously a bookshelf is, remember, you want to do ratios. So obviously a bookshelf's not going to be the same height as that. It's going to be a lot taller. So what you might have to do is do this right here. But before I do that, I really kind of need to create a floor, don't I? I need to create a floor. So if I want to create a floor, then you might have to go into your drawing techniques, and let me show you this process. If I go to my polyline, and there's where I'm standing, and I can go here, there, 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 and there, I can create a floor. Now, you go into your paint bucket, and let's just make I'll make a gray floor, okay? And then what do? We go, you click on it, arrange, order, and send it back. And there's my floor, okay? Or there is a floor, if that makes sense. Now I can put this bookshelf there and have it sitting on the floor. See how I did that? Now, not only do I want a bookshelf on one side, I'm going to duplicate that, and I'm going to put that guy on the other side. Okay, just like that. I'm going to move me over a little bit. Now, you see how that worked? I'm behind. I don't want to be behind the dry erase board. So what I'm going to have to do is go back to my order tool, order, and bring forward. Now here, that's the problem. So now I'm going to have to go here, and I'm going to have to sit, well, you have to be very careful about where you're at. So to make my life easier, I'm just going to go here and send it back, or send backward, where, so now I'm in good shape. I'm standing on the floor. Okay, so that works pretty good. All right, so let's go back to here. Let me ask a prompt. Okay. Answer that question, please. What do you wonder about this topic? Everybody answer. What do you wonder about this topic? What do you wonder about this topic? Huh. Why can't you get the Bitmoji app? I'll work on getting the Bitmoji app, okay? Can you put objects in that move? Yes, you can. All right, so that's a great example. All right, let everybody else do it. You can make, you make cool things. All right, so let me explain this process. Very good question. I wonder, can you put in objects that move? Now, here's the cool thing about that. Check this out. Okay, you can always do animations. You can always do animations. Okay, so like, for example, if you go to insert, I could say bookshelf animation. Bookshelf animated. That's not it. You can do that. What it'll have to be is a video. So like if you click on video, for example, you go to insert video, We're doing image right now. Remember, images are still shots. They're still images. Okay. But what if you go to video and you could be like, I could be like redheaded cartoon teacher character. Okay. And I don't know what it's going to pop up. You got to be real careful. But the problem with that is going to be the whole thing. So there's another program that we can animate these if you wanted to, and you could do the whole thing in. But right now we're going to use Google Slides. But that's a great question. Okay. Let me see. Can you put your own Bitmoji? If you have your own Bitmoji, yes, you can use your own Bitmoji. It won't be very difficult to move things around. Remember, you use your arrange and order function. Remember, you use your arrows. And then if you want to resize something, you go right here and right there, you know. And then lastly, here's some examples of other people that have done Bitmojis. All you have to do is go to my YouTube page and you can look at my channel. And then here, right here, it says CMS News Broadcast. Or I'm sorry, first 9 weeks. If you click on that, you'll see how there's some of the work from students in my class that have done some different things. So go check that out. I will put that in the link there as well. So there it is. There's pretty much everything else. It's not frustrating. It'll work pretty good. There's the example. So anyway, we're going to head out. That's the end of class. If y'all have any questions, holler back at me. I will see you guys on Wednesday. See you.